Okay, in checking the XY axis on this Automation Technologies modification, I noticed that this axis doesn't go all the way as far as it used to. It stops right there. I want to say it used to come out to here, with a factory ball nut. And given where that ball nut's sitting, I'm sure it's hitting the bottom of the base plate here. Let me get to where the ball screw is. So I'll probably have to die grind some of the bottom of this off to allow for that ball nut to make passage into the channel here, and then come to the original end point where this was like essentially, out to the handle practically, if I remember right, with the original setup. So that's the current process. I get to take this apart another time here, and I'll shoot the video for when I do the die grinding and the test sliding for that ball nut. Okay, here's a close-up of the, I guess it would be the y-axis. There's the ball nut with the red thing on it there. I'll roll it close, and that's where it stops. And the ball nut is just touching the top of that piece there on this base right here. That ball nut's engaged. I'll put a little mark on it here. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try closing it again here. It's really tough to see, but it is so close. So I'll finish taking it apart here, and I'll die grind out the back of that a little bit and see what we get. Okay, here's a more easy to see example of the ball nut problem. You can see now the ball nut flange that catches the y-axis almost, well, actually clear, but when everything's mounted, it's too high for that ball nut to come all the way and sit against the thing. Even now it's impossible because there's two screws, you can see them there. There's two screws in there, and those contact the face over here. And I think I guess I could die grind it when it comes down to it, and I could actually get the maximum travel possible. But I'm just going to work on just that ball nut part to make sure this ball nut will travel all the way back, and just leave the screws as they are. Okay, here's the issue. There we go, there's the lighting. That shiny spot is where that ball nut rubs when I close it, so I gotta take it back pretty far to allow that ball nut to slide all the way in what would be the original axis movement for the Y. So I'm gonna get a die grinder here and carve that out a little bit, and then do a test fit. Okay, I've just finished reassembling the Y-axis, and I'll back it off here so you can see how it behaves. There's the ball nut in there with the red dot. And then I've tightened up the screws that hold this block, the gibs in it, and I've threaded the rod through the back and front. Sort of just snug on the back, not really mounted tight yet, but enough that it will represent the problem. So you can see I can now get all the way to there, which is probably just shy of those nuts. And then in the front here, you can see how much closer out I am. I'm actually to this, whereas before it would only go to here. So I probably gained an inch of travel in the y-axis with that modification. But yeah, safe bet, it's right there. So anyways, I will start reassembling this once again, and then just waiting for the power supply for the motors, because I was sent a defective unit When that gets here, I'll pick up the party.